All right, hey folks, we are going to continue working on the Bastion Campaign system today for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition using variant rules. We're developing variant rules that add skill challenges and exploration to the idea of bastions that are presented in the Dungeons and the DMsGuild, in the Dungeon Master's Guide for D&D 2024. So. Give me a second here. I'm going to check my signal, make sure we're coming through clear. I'm going to do a social media boost real quick just to do shout outs, and then we'll get into this for a couple hours. If you're already familiar with the channel, you'd be welcome to skip ahead like a minute, and I'll catch up with you on the other side of the bump. Sounds like that signal is coming through clearly. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing social media buttons here real fast. And then we'll get to work. So, intro. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. I've been creating content for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition using content on the DMsGuild since 2018. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999. I've been a D&D enthusiast and DM since 1987. So I've been around for a while. I can build stuff, and I've got a pretty good bead on how 5e works. So like the game engine that is 5e with like the 3 gears of adventure and all the mechanics that go into it. So, but I grew up on Beckme and 1st edition, where the Dominion style of play was kind of the goal of adventuring at low levels. Your characters start off as nobodies, they accumulate wealth, they start influencing the environments and communities around them until the point where they have the opportunity to start leading people that then build your own domain, hence the Dominion style of play, to expand your reach or integrate and negotiate and trade with other communities, and to be able to develop your character out not just as an adventurer delving into dungeons, but as a leader that is trying to guide the people that trust your character leadership. So you can't have success without failure, which means you have to have some sort of a skill system or like a challenge rating that goes into making having consequences for your domain. And in 5e24, that domain is referred to as the Bastion, which is like your base of operations, hideout, crash pad. But we're expanding on that idea to incorporate the idea of guilds, settlements, kingdoms, pirate fleets, a barracks in the Boros army in the Ravnica campaign setting, part of the college of like Lorehold and Strixhaven. These are all different ways you can express the idea of Bastion, but the general procedure is accumulate resources to expand the facilities of your Bastion, to increase your influence on whatever environment, culture, or societies it's operating inside of or interacting with. And then as a result of you taking these actions, like for example, if Strixhaven College of Lorehold, your characters are playing in Lorehold. So if the Lorehold College wants to, say, excavate a new archive site, they might need to drum up resources to be able to afford a new excavation. And that could become a skill challenge performed through the Bastion of the Strixhaven Lorehold College. And if they succeed with the die roll, they're able to gather the resources, manpower, and time to be able to start opening up this new archaeologist space that they find out in the wilderness. If you fail the die roll, something is preventing you from being able to proceed with that task. If you're successful, you're basically opening up a new dungeon for your characters to run around inside of. If the Bastion fails the die roll, a complication occurs that now before your characters can actually get to what they wanted to do, they now have this side quest. And this side quest is resolving whatever complication that prevented you from getting the funding that you needed in the first place. Like that's like one of a billion different types of examples, but is demonstrative of the style of gameplay that I used to grow up on and want to bring back into Zeitgeist for where the 5e community is at, because there's a lot of potential burnout from players like, is this storytelling roller coaster our characters react to, is that all there is to it? And then they go looking for something that has more agency, not necessarily better. It's not the mechanics that cause people to leave 5e. It's the lack of opportunity to expand, to grow, to explore different styles of play. And Wizards of the Coast hasn't been a great steward in the 5e edition of opening up those different styles of play. 3e was excellent at it. And then they started trimming away at those styles in 4e and pretty much disintegrated it in 5e. And that is a criticism I am making because it used to be bigger, it used to be more grandiose, but that also costs a lot more money, and we know that Hasbro's been on a hard time. So them actually investing in R&D and player fulfillment hasn't been their top priority. So that gives me an opportunity. I'll tell you this, when I was playing 3e, when new books were coming out 2 a month, I never had a need to play to homebrew anything, because all I had to do was wait a couple weeks and there'd be an entire new book with new classes, subclasses, monsters, feats, magic items, spells, races, and adventures that could just lead you off in any direction, chasing after whatever idea it is. I mean, they delved into like making packages out of every idea that they came up with in these books that they would release back in the early 2000s. It was amazing. So that level of depth disintegrated, and that was nothing even in comparison to what second, first, and Beckme editions were. Those were dank. So I don't think a lot of the new players have had an opportunity to really feel into that space and recognize how much agency they can actually have in their campaign if they're equipped with the proper tools to do it. So that's what we're endeavoring to do. And this has been a little bit of a rant, but that's just a setup for the night. Hey, what's going on, Steve? It is, and it's just. It's just, that's where it is. So they're basically eating their own tail, and they're going to disappear eventually. They'll never go away. What I mean is that they're going to lose relevance because they are far from the cutting edge of game design, even inside the 5e game space. So they're much less in comparison to all these different game systems that lean into different styles of play. 5e has its shtick, and although it can be so much more than what it is, they aren't particularly compelled to invest the time and energy of potentially failing at exploring those spaces, wasting their resources, dividing the audience, and not seeing any tangible return of investment, which is all that Hasbro's really interested in achieving as a corporation. That's kind of their legal obligation, is to maximize profits. And if developing, say, a ship combat system, they don't see you ever getting a proper return of investment on that, they're never going to spend time building it. So that leaves it to little designers like us to come up with all the cool stuff. So that's so that was more than a minute, but anyone that skipped forward through the intro to get to that got an earful. So anyone that thinks this stuff is cool, like, subscribe. Oh, hey, new subscribers. Thanks a lot, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. Just so everyone can keep up. First off, here's a slew of books I've already made on the DMsGuild. They're all free preview. You can read through them all cover to cover. If you think they're cool or you'd like to run a campaign with them, consider making a purchase to support similar behavior in the future. Here's my Discord community where you can sharpen your knives and playtest. The color mana system for Magic the Gathering and D&D is here. The martial power system playtest document is here. And today we're working on the Bastion system. So you can click on, here's the full playlist of all 27 episodes to date. You can click on this playtest document to jump in with me. For you, it's going to be a read-only Google Doc. Someone was asking me about using Obsidian the other day. And I know it didn't feel right at the time, but I couldn't verbalize what it was. And what's missing, if I were to switch to Obsidian or something like that, this is really accessible. Like I make this read only to comply with the DMsGuild. I can't publish completed work anywhere else. So I want to make this read only, so I'm not just handing out stuff that's eventually going to go onto the DMsGuild, and they expect these to be documents that haven't been available for sale before. So by keeping these in read-only mode for you guys, I can remain honorable in my interactions with the DMs Guild, which is important to me. So that's why we restrict these, but it's also why I make all my books 100% free preview. Because if you're going to, it's just difficult enough to get people to explore alternate ideas, much less put a paywall in front of it before you look at it. I would much rather you look at this stuff and say, nah, this isn't really for me, and it didn't cost you anything. That's just good. That's just good spirit. But in return, when people like my stuff, they tend to buy it. So, I mean, it really works out for everybody. And I really just want to be as client-facing and being able to compensate the time that I spend doing this stuff, but also be able to be an asset to the community at large. So if you think this stuff is cool, like, subscribe, and help me grow. I appreciate it. So we're getting back into the Bastions. If we go into the DMG, we know there's a number of different types of facilities. And these facilities generally are capable of performing one of 7 orders. If you want to see episode 26, 24, 23, 21, 20, 19, 18, etc., most of them spend a lot of time talking about the mechanics of die roll for resolving tasks or potentially creating complications. We spend a lot of time about like getting more resources in the form of bastion points into your bastion so it can grow in power, which are scaled by ranks. The way of determining the ability check that your bastion makes in one of these 7 orders. And then, so here we've been wading our way through all of the different facilities. So I'm going to start off, well, first of all, I'm going to start off by peeling this out of the rest of the tab. I'm going to grab this one here and pull this one down to the beginning of the facilities section here. Depending on how many points you put into a facility is going to determine the size of the facility and the number of hirelings that are required to operate it properly, and a proficiency die, the Bastion die, you add that to your ability checks to represent groups of people working together to achieve a common goal. If you stink on this roll, your team ain't working as a team. If you roll great on this die, then they're really working as a team. So you have that great level of narrative. And then you have technically no limit on the size of the more points you put into the Bastion, the larger it is. You don't have to pay for these squares themselves. Like, you're not spending gold to build these facilities. It's when you have the points to put into a facility, it becomes just part of the process of producing it. So we should probably have a construction time on here. That's not a bad idea. Construction time. I'm thinking 1 week to get you set up and running right away. 1 month for your second point. Maybe let's go 1 week. Yeah, 1 week, 1 month, 1 month. Or maybe it's because if each Bastion week is if each Bastion turn is a week, and you want to start developing another facility, it could be a long time before it's up and running. So I want to respect that it takes time to build stuff, because then that can curve into building structures like castles and stuff like that. This can just fold into that space of building a settlement and structures on the settlement beyond just your own Bastion building its facilities. This is actually important for us to pave the way. So vast facilities, let's go with 1 week, 1 month, another month that feels, let's go with a season. 1 season. 1 season. Let's do this. Yeah, let's go with weeks. No, turns. Because you could decide to have a different duration of turn. So building the facility, 1 turn. 1 turn, 2 turn, 4 turn, 5 turns. Yeah, 6 turns. For each addition Bastion point, increase the room size by 5. For each addition Bastion point, increase the hirelings by 2. For each additional for each additional point spent to increase the size of a facility. No, that's not right. Let's go. Yeah, it should be weeks. Sad but true. 1 month. And then yeah, let's go with 1 month. Mm-hmm. 4 months. Doink, doink, doink. For each additional Bastion point spent to increase the size of a facility, add 1. Let's see. Size of facility. Add for each additional Bastion point spent to increase the size of the facility, the construction time increases by 2 months. There we go. That's easy enough. For each addition, yeah, each additional Bastion point spent to increase the rank. For each additional Bastion point spent on a facility, by a just by the construction size, the construction time is 6 months. There you go, 2, 4, 6. There we go. Nope, wait. 8 months. Nope, too long. 6 months. That's a long time. That might not, that might bottleneck too much. I don't like the idea of being able to ramp up a facility each week. Well, there is a lot of time spent between gaining ranks in the Bastion. Let's, you know what? Let's scrap that. The more I'm looking at, the more complicated it feels, and the more it slows down play of the game. I don't want to use that. I don't like it. That's a level of complexity I do not want. No order can exceed the rank of the Bastion. This is a go down to the facilities question. So let's go down to the facility. Here we are. We're in the facilities already. Let's see. Facilities, orders, and boons. You can increase. You can only increase. You can only expend 1 Bastion point per Bastion turn to per Bastion turn on any facility. you can only spend 1 Bastion point per Bastion turn on a facility. I don't. This doesn't require an order to. That's horrible language. You don't have to spend. I could see issuing an order to expand your facility, but I think that should just be background stuff that's happening, not the orders that you issue. I want to be the source of adventure, and although you could argue, well, if something goes wrong with the construction of your library, that's an adventure, but I think the perspective I take on that is I wanted a library so I could do cool stuff. And now, because that library opens up new things I can make die rolls on, you are now making me make a die roll so that I can then make another die roll. And that's kind of like stacking, and it feels wrong. I want it to be more crisp and clean than that. So you can add 1 Bastion point per facility per week to all facilities per week. Just depends on if you expand the facility or not. That feels fair. It doesn't have to be 100% realistic. Go away. So that's so we're looking at our stack of facilities that exist, the size of facilities, the bonuses that you get with those facilities. Here's all the facilities, the minimum rank of Bastion that you need to add these facilities to your Bastion. And when you do, here are the orders that you can spend the Bastion points are, which increase the size of the facility. So there's no sense going past. I like how this is worded. Instead of being like a rank, is being worded as Bastion points. You know, I don't need to have Bastion die listed here. Or do I? Hold on. No, I better leave them there until I know I have another place to put it. But that ultimately doesn't matter. It's just the number of points that you put in. So there's only 5 ranks. Hold on, I need to make sure. Separate spaces. Okay, good. So I can have any number of Bastion points. I just got to keep investing them on a per turn basis. And so, like, an arcane study can improve the orders of crafting and power, and research. So for me to hit 5th rank, or roll a d12, which is the cap at 5 for all 3 of those, I have to have 15 Bastion points, basically spent on my arcane study in my facility. And so that's going to ramp this a lot. It goes from, let's see, from 36 points to, for each additional Bastion point, increase the minimum 5 feet squares by 13. So this would go from 36 to 49 to 62 to 75 to 88 to 101. 103. It's just going to keep scaling up in size as it continues to go. And so at 15 points, I'm not good at doing geometric growth in my head like that. It would be big. It would be big. We're going to go with 5 is 9. No, 5 is 36. Right. And then it's 49. Then it's 15. That's 62. And then it's 75, and then 88, and then, 101, and then 114, then 127. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's our second breaking point. So we now have 2 orders capped inside of our archive. And then we're at 140, 153, 166, and that's 15 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for me to cap out the arcane study with maximum crafting and power and research orders, then it's going to be a sprawling 166 square facility, which breaks into what is the square root of that? Like 40 by 4. What happens if we do? Now I'm mathing. Hold on. I feel compelled. 26 times 26. Way too much, Kearney. How about 18 times 18? I don't know my multiplication tables this high. 14 times 14. There we go. So it's probably 13 times 13. Was that 139? 169. There you go. So a 13 by 13 5-foot square space. That would be an 80 by 80 foot facility. Broken up among any number of floors above or below ground. The facility would have to the arcane study itself would have to have 166 squares. There you go. So 13 by 13 space. There you go. Yeah. So that's where this is at, and then going back to that was a pointless but fun mind experiment. Let's go here and let's scroll down past the facilities into the actual facility description. So we know, like we just talked, you can improve the order of each of these, and you have to keep adding bastion points to improve those orders. And then with each order, once you have improved an order, you can implement one of the unique features you can implement the features that are tied to that order, aligned with that order. That has that order as these unique features have these prerequisites. There you go. So if you have crafting, you can now make non-magical items that are listed as the arcane study, like books, stuff like that, calligraphy kits, things like that. Not a lot of impact. In power, you can now create magic items, including things that are considered arcana, charms, as well as rings, rods, staffs, wands, and wondrous items. Those are all empowerment items that you can create in your arcane study, arcane study. And then once you have expended at least one bastion point to improve research, you can now use your arcane study to discover a new arcane spell. And the level is equal to the rank of your bastion, and your bastion grows with every 10 bastion points that your facility has control of. I don't know the language for this yet, but the number of bastion points that your bastion holds, maybe that's the word, that determines the rank of the bastion. The higher the rank of the bastion, the better you can do stuff. The better crew you have, the better hirelings, the better equipment, better lifestyle, the better resources. All of these things just get better as you gain ranks. And you go from rank 1 to 5. 5th rank is effectively like a 17th level character as an NPC. So at that point, we could research an 8th or 9th level spell, except for Wish. So this allows you to have, if you have arcane casters like a wizard on your team, you can have your arcane study spending time researching the next spells that you get to add to your spell book. Maybe that's where your level up spells come from. Plus, you can issue an order specifically just to get another one into your spell book beyond what you get on your level ups. But now it justifies, hey, where are these spells coming from? This is the downtime that they infer is happening with your character as they're gaining levels. It's you have a bunch of mooks that are helping you research these spells that you're interested in, and occasionally they figure something out, and that's when you add it to your spell list. But that ties up one of your orders, and again, you can only be, the rank of the facility is typically going to correspond with where you can gain the levels of spell. First rank is first level spells, there you go. 17th level, 5th rank, 8th and 9th level spells, seems appropriate. So this all kind of curves out together. So that's the basic scaffold, this is the language of each facility. And other than some flavor text, like a little quip up the top here, this is pretty solid formula. So I could proceed with that, or at least get it to the editing stage until somebody smarter than me helps me understand what's a better way of expressing these things. And then we have the master table up top, like what the difficulty it is for you to create a magic item. What's the difficulty of to create a non-magical item? That's codified and standard throughout the entire book. So once I explain, here's the die rolls and difficulty that goes along and the costs associated with making different items, that remains consistent. Now it's just a matter of, well, I can use those same rules to create non-magical items that are listed in the arcane study down below, or I know I can make these types of magic items using the empower order listed down below. So yeah, so I don't need to list these again because there's already a section about crafting and empowering items. So that's all. That's already. I don't need to reword. I don't have to say that again every time we go to another section. But something like the research action that currently is unique to the arcane study. We'll see if that opens up to other things, but currently that is unique. The archive, this is also unique and a unique effect. So choose one skill listed below for each point spent to improve research in your bastion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And let's see. Choose one skill below for each point spent to improve research in your bastion. Where's my language about like what the hell that does? That's weird. Let's go find library real quick. Did I gank my own language? It's possible. You can issue the research order to your library about a specific topic. Let's go back up to the archive. Empower, create scrolls. Create magical items. There you go. And we already know the rank dictates the rarity. And then research. Choose one skill listed below for each point spent to improve research in your bastion. This facility is able to research information using one of the skills available to your bastion, period. This facility can use the study action to research information to research a subject related to the relevant skill. That's rough language, but there it is. I can hear myself. It's too loud. Hold on. Check. All right, I don't hear it. Cool. And how's my music doing? My music stopped, so let's go ahead and hit play there. Keep bouncing. Okay, so that's good. Let's see. Good. So now we have the archive resolved. And a skill. In addition, when a character spends a bastion turn in the archive researching a topic, you can issue a research order to add the bastion, to add a bastion die to your character, to the character's ability check result. Add a Bastion guide to the results of your ability check. There, that works. Period. Or does it? Okay, that feels complete. Yeah, it's worded well enough for now. Armory, 1, 2. Auction house, 1, 2. We're getting close to having all these codified, and then we get to start looking for building patterns of behavior so that we can see how the different facilities work the same to complement each other and have a predictable model of benefits. It might sound boring. Each of them has enough flavor and interest unto themselves, I think, to remain relevant, but separately relevant. But I want them to be a consistent pattern that just looking at it creates it just feels intuitive. That is like, oh, I could have guessed it would do that. Like, that's ultimately what you want it to be. It's like, oh, that's what I thought it would do. If you can get to that point, then you've got great design going for you. I feel like I should chase that with some decaf coffee. All right. Continue here. Okay, observatory. Observatory has a prerequisite. The menagerie is 2. Meditation chamber is 3. Requires second rank. Requires third rank for the meditation chamber. Observatory requires third rank. Is that right? Yeah. So you have to have at least a third rank bastion to set up an observatory as one of your facilities. Let's see. Now you could be a third rank bastion and have 0 ranks in Empower. It's highly unlikely. And then it's for each point that you put in, like you might not be able to start building your observatory until third rank, but it's the, this should actually be Divine or Arcane Charms. Yeah, rank is appropriate. Let's see, I have to reword these things. Improve order. Empower and research, and then unique feature. This is the job. This is why we get paid the big bucks. Just remember that, Kearney. This is why it happens. Empower equals create magical items, divine or arcane or divine charms. What does the meditation do? Meditation chamber gives you maximum charm level can be empowered by determining the number of bastion points expended to improve the empower order of the facility. Yeah, I like that. I'm good with that. Let's just grab that. like that. A character is going to spend a character that spends a Bastion turn of downtime activity using using the facility gains the benefit of a charm. Like I can't spend a Bastion turn in both the observatory and a meditation chamber at the same time. So they, I don't feel like I necessarily need to issue an order. Maybe I do. You can. Hold on. Let's go down to the training. I think the training hall. We've already built this language out, right? Oh my God, we're getting close to the end. Really close to the end. Huh. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't have any particular facility costs or anything, so that's just free. I imagine the research order will be require an order to perform, but this is just a blind perk. So I'm cool with that. Let's see. A benefit of a charm. Yeah, okay, I'll leave that be. I feel like we could clean up the language. So like the observatory gives one type of charm, while the meditation gives a type of charm. And I'm thinking the sacristy gives a type of charm. I haven't quite, no, the sanctuary. That's what should probably give a charm. So would the observatory, would that be arcane or divine? Divine is inner peace. Paladins get divine. Let's put divine down in the meditation chamber. Sanctuary for the druid, and the observatory is going to be arcane. That feels right. So meditation chamber. That's what I'm looking for. Of a divine charm. And then of an arcane charm. Using this facility. And we can add flavor text as we go. We're just doing the mechanics right now. Maximum charm level that can be empowered is determined by the number of Bastion points. One charm can be active per character at a time from the list level. From the list below. And then research. I'm going to leave this research off for now, because that's specifically Spelljammer, and so I could once this book publishes, I can expand Spelljammer Bastions. So you can have a 500-foot carrier ship like an Elven Monarch, or an Ogre Mammoth, or a Dwarven Citadel, one of those things. That is large enough to certainly be a Bastion. And then you have your fighter craft and your mecha, like your Gundams, that can jump on and off of that to go on your weekly adventure as you're kicking through wild space. That actually sounds like a really fun thing to do. Actually sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe we'll turn Storm King Thunder to playtest that stuff. Maybe we'll turn Storm King's Thunder into a Spelljammer campaign, where the Storm King has a Dwarven Citadel, like a 500-foot block of asteroid that's been carved into something useful, and use that as a floating base of operations that goes from space colony to space colony that's being harassed by different types of space monsters, like dragons or like astral dragons and shit like that. that might be, I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time. That actually sounds like a really fun campaign to run. Actually sounds like a lot of fun. All right, well, okay, I'm gonna put that on the rack. Contact other plane. We already have a contact other plane sort of thing going elsewhere. Where was that? Was that the library? Yeah, acts as a contact other plane. So this is a duplicated effect, but I'm gonna grab it for now, just for the lulz. Observatory. Right, overshot my bounds. Maybe, okay, maybe there isn't that many. Maybe we do still have a lot to go. This, you can issue the research order to this facility to observe the stars and astral sea for insights and what is it? It's not a premonition. Omens. For insights and omens. Comma. Gaining the benefit of contact other plane spell. The research of the roll determines the number of questions you can ask about a topic. About any topic. Okay, so the library is focused in answering questions about specific topics, and the observatory just asks questions, like just random questions. To observe the stars and astral sea for insights and omens, gaining the benefit of the contact other plane spell. The result of the roll determines the number of questions you can ask about any topic. Okay, easy enough. That feels different enough to proceed. I can pluck this. You pluck it. 1, 2. Pub. All right, so let's grab the language. Pub should be a first rank thing. Yeah, pub. Pub. Where was the meditation chamber? Also third rank. Interesting that both the observatory and meditation chamber create charms. I like that. So when we create the sanctuary, let's just take a quick hike down to the sanctuary. Well, yeah, druidic. It's primed for. Oh, or is it the sanctum? Yeah, that's where it is. It's the sanctum. Oh my God, you've got a lot going on here, my dude. You've got a lot going on. We'll get those sussed out. There's a lot of, between the sacristy, sanctuary, sanctum, and reliquary, there's a whole lot going on there. I don't feel I'm equipped properly yet to deal with. So pub doesn't require it to be a specific rank. And here we go. Is that right? 3 rank, 3 orders? Yeah. Craft, research, trade. Craft, research, trade. Let's go. Go up to craft. Oh yeah, somebody have craft. Thank you. Pub. I mean, these things are pretty replicatable. Create non-magic items. See item list below. Perfect. research and trade. So let's go back to research. Let's just grab this one. There. Research. You can issue the research order to this facility to observe patrons and conversations, to observe conversations and interactions, to observe conversations and the interaction between patrons gaining the benefit of the contact other plane spell about any current location, item, or NPC. That's horrible language, but that's what we're going with. Let's go back up to the observatory. Let's see. Expend to improve the balance of research. Number of questions you can ask about. How did we end up here? Of questions. Number of questions. Hold on. My phone did a weird thing. I gotta check it. Okay. We're good. Okay, cool. And then we go back to the pub. Number of questions you can ask about any current location, item, time, location, item, location, or NPC. So the observatory is about, you can, number of questions you can ask about locations and creatures in another plane or system. You can ask about another plane or its denizens, period. You can ask about any local item, location, or NPC. There you go. So the observatory can ask about other planes of existence. The pub can ask about local shit. And the library can ask about anything that would be on record, which could be either one of those things. That feels good. And then trade. Trade is the last thing. How are we going to deal with trade? You can issue the trade order. You can issue the craft order to create non-magical items. The research order, you can issue the trade order Um, What do we want to do with trade? Pub. Pub is trade. Is that what it is in the DMG? Because maybe I'm creating requirements onto myself I don't have to necessarily maintain. The order in the pub is research, the rumor mill. So why did we add trade? Because it just makes sense to have trade? It doesn't though. It's not necessarily intuitive. But trade is lingering, is lagging behind with maintain as the least amount of orders issued of all the facilities. Still good though. Let's see. So I don't have to have trade on here, but I like the idea of having trade on here. I like the idea of having maintain on here too, but the pub isn't about keeping your utilities, like keeping your place going any more than anything. Like you can sell, booze and shit like that, just like you can sell potions or scrolls or whatever. So that's a false comparison. There we go. But what could we do? What could we do with trade? Let's look at the barracks real quick, because the barracks has proofing against maintain flaws. Maintain, you can issue the maintain order to gain advantage on any order that resolves a complication, or when making a Bastion saving throw to defend the Bastion from attack. You can issue the maintain order when you issue the maintain order to resolve a complication or to defend the Bastion from attack. Gain advantage on the Bastion test. Period. There. So that's what the barracks does. Here, let's go visit complications, since we're having that conversation now. Here's our list of gear. I think that's our appendix. So that's the very last. And we're gonna go till at most 8 o'clock. So here's our Bastion challenges. When we fail a die roll, the flavor of complications, and you can see here in each one of these there's 7 orders, and you can't solve a complication. If an order has a complication, you can't issue the same order to resolve the complication. You have to resolve the complication with a different order. And so we roll a d6 to see which of the 7, which of the other 6 is the complication. So we already know that like crafting fails if we try to make a non-magical item. But what kind of a failure is it? Well, it can be, it's a crafting failure, so it can be any of these type of die rolls. So how's the wording on this? You can issue barracks, please. Thank you. When you issue the maintain order to resolve a complication or to defend the Bastion from attack, gain advantage on the Bastion, on that Bastion test. So in that light, if we're looking at here, like if I'm attempting to craft something and the complication is the maintain order, or rather, if I'm trying to make a magic item and I have a complication, and then we roll that, we can resolve it with the maintain order by hirelings are on strike due to unwanted work conditions. So we issue the maintain order to temporarily improve the Bastion lifestyle to get them back to work, right? So if I were issuing that with the barracks that we have, since I rolled that it's a maintain order that can resolve the conflict, because I rolled a 3 on my d6. Now I'm going to roll with advantage because I have a point of maintain put into the barracks. So now all my maintain rolls are with advantage. I think we can do that. I think we can do that with the pub, and I think that kind of makes sense. So let's grab our language here. So like you're trying to make a deal, right? What's the most classic trope when we're talking about like movies and stuff, trying to wheel and deal with somebody, right? You take them to a strip club or you take them to a bar and get them drunk or whatever. That is like such a trope that it just makes sense that when you have, when you issue the trade order to resolve a complication or to resolve a complication or to acquire materials, because trade. So you can get materials one of two ways. You can either harvest it by having a settlement where, like, if you need, there's 3 types of materials. There's animal materials, plant materials, and mineral materials. Plants, animals, and minerals, whatever. Anyway, you have to have a settlement where you can harvest those resources from. If you need a mineral like iron, you have to have an iron mine, which is in the ground. So you need a settlement built around that iron mound to process the ore that comes out and to send it off to market. If you are harvesting plant material, you have to have a plantation or an orchard or a field where this plant can grow to harvest the materials from that, like cotton, for instance, for your armor. And then there's animal materials, like if you want to work with leather, you need to have cows or horses or pigs or sheep or goat to get the skin from, so that you can cure it and make leather. So probably cow or ox or buffalo. Anyway, that's an animal material that you would need. So you can harvest those things on a settlement that you control, or you can trade to find somebody that will bring that material to you. And the only time you need to worry about bringing material to you if you don't have it or harvest it is if you have failed a die roll on crafting or empowering an item that would need that material. So when you issue the trade order to resolve a complication or to acquire material, gain advantage on the Bastion test. There you go. That's perfect. Because the storehouse further down below also has caveats for materials, but it's different. So when we get to the storehouse, we can see that difference. But this is now codifying for us. The pub took care of trade. The barracks took care of maintain. We have 5 other orders to issue. So when we finish, we can sweep through all these and look at, like, what's the weakest, what's the weakest offer here. Can we get rid of that? Or, like, is there any duplicates, for example? Like the library and the observatory kind of have duplicate stuff. If we're looking at the research check, then if we need something that gives us advantage to resolve complications using research, then, like, maybe it's the archive that does that, or maybe it's the library. But we'll have that flexibility and option. We'll be able to flesh that stuff out. So that's the plan. But I think that, yeah, that guy's done now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was surprisingly easy. So let's skip to Malou past you. I love doing these things, man. They're so cool. This is such a just freaking fun. I tell you, when every time my home team finishes an adventure, we run this. We've been running this style of campaign since February. since February last year. So it's officially been a year now. Next week, it'll be a full year of me running a Bastion-style campaign like I'm talking about with my home table in a Spelljammer Eberron asteroid belt mining campaign where they control an asteroid mining guild. And they make on a weekly basis, like on every Bastion turn is a week. Well, technically it's every 10 days in that campaign. But every 10 days, they have a Bastion turn that creates new complications that sends them off to another location or a task to perform. And they choose the characters that they want to go participate in that adventure, and then they send them on the adventure. And if they die, then they get replaced by new hirelings from the Bastion to feed in an endless supply of NPCs that get promoted to player characters when you need them. They perform their adventure. The adventure, I structure it so it always takes less than 10 days to complete. So every episode of the Bastion turn, they go on an adventure. They come back from the adventure with their spoils and whatever resources they gained. And then their Bastion turn rolls over. All of the mining operation stuff completes. They pull in resources to expend either in improving their facilities or to invest into their characters XCOM style for the next adventure that they go out in. It's a different system than, it's the premise is the same as this, but the mechanics are different because it's the Guild Delver campaign, the Guild Delver RPG that we're going to be kickstarting eventually. But it's like a combination between this idea and flavor of Dominion style of play every 10 days, of building an adventure episodically off of the actions of your guild. But it's also, you gain points and then you lose the points. So like with this, you basically expend the points to get allocated to a facility, and then they're basically held there. With the Guild Delver system that I'm doing is you get a point and you permanently spend that point. Like in XCOM, if you ever played XCOM 2, for instance, you have a team of heroes. You choose the heroes that you want, and then you give them armor, you give them weapons, and you give them additional gear to equip them to go handle the alien invasion that they're going to go fight, for instance. So the Guild Delver system is built that same way. You have a guild that generates resources that are either spent to improve the guild or spent on each character. And like if I spend 5 points equipping my characters with magical gears and magic items and charms and spell-like effects that they can use for that adventure only, if I spend 5 resources, those resources are gone forever. So the larger your facility, the more efficient your guild gets, or the bigger it gets, the more resources it can pull in, the more trivial these investments are. It's like, yeah, we can pour 10 points worth of magic items into our team and have them go raffle stomp this threat. And that's the fun. You're blowing your resources permanently to give your characters temporary power kicks so that they can handle the adventure more easily, so they don't have to necessarily lose their character. They can make them strong enough to survive. And if they end up stomping through that particular adventure, that's okay, because everything eventually levels up and gets more difficult, Pathfinder style. And the characters are basically, if you can go in raw with absolutely no gear at all and 0 points spent, not even healing, or you can just completely just deck out your characters with just ridiculous amounts of gear. And you're basically setting the difficulty based on what you can afford. And so that becomes their Dominion style of play. It's like, it takes anywhere from typically like 4 to 8 hours to complete a single adventure. So if you're running 4-hour sessions, like it'd be 2 sessions, and then the next session would be your Bastion turn, updating all the stuff happening with your guild or whatever it is that you're running. And so it's like one adventure downtime, and then like one session downtime, 2 sessions adventure, 1 session downtime, 2 sessions adventure. So it's got this nice little steady cadence that goes to it, and that tends to play out really nicely. So those are the ideas. So anyway, I don't remember why I started talking about that. Reliquary. So let's craft and power and what? More craft? Create a talisman that replicates material components. Oh, that's neat. Harvest. Oh yeah, we're making undead like barracks. That's right. God, we got a lot going on with the reliquary. Let's look up what the reliquary is supposed to be able to do to help pace ourselves. Harvest order. Gain a charm. So that's where the empower comes from. Empower is create a divine or a druidic charm. Okay, so let's go find our... We did something with charms recently, right? Here it is. Oh, this is what we wanted to... The sacristy can create divine charms too, huh? Sanctum also creates divine charms. Jesus, there's a lot of charms getting thrown around here, folks. I tell you what. All right, so reliquary. Bop, 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 bop. Reliquary. It's like second rank. It's first rank. Okay, are any of these things third rank? That is a no. I have my doubts. Let's grab this. Let's go to our item list in the appendix. Let's just look at magic items real quick. God, there's a lot of things that can make charms, my dude. Charms in arcane study, is that still true? That's not true. We got rid of that, right? Huh. Does the arcane study up here do charms? It's fair is fair. I don't think it does. Nah, fuck you, charms. I mean, it's a very specific charm identified, but again, that's not broad enough. Okay, so charms it is. Cheers. Let's go back down to our equipment list. Arcane study, greenhouse. Can we still make in the greenhouse? Really? Let's go look at the greenhouse, see what it says. Charms, huh? Okay, so we've got a pretty standardized thing going here with the charms. So we'll have to have a charm table up in the Empower. So we'll have the magic item creation in Empower and the charms table in Empower. That'll make sense. The charms table kind of duplicates the research table, but it's different because of levels. You could get a spell in your spell book of 7th level, but if you're only a 3rd level character, it's going to be 10 levels before you can use that spell. But you can still put it in your book. So the arcane study being able to do that is okay. It's the charm effect that we have bound to the level of your character. And that's pretty consistent throughout the whole structure at this point. So that's a standardized thing. So cool. We can simplify that. Charm Druidic is true. So let's go back to our list here. Just gotta look at that one more time. Yeah, charms. Okay, well there it is. That's great. Meditation chamber is divine. We'll call it with a V. Observatory. We went with divine. No. Is that true? Reliquary is looking to be divine as well. Sanctuary is feeling druidic. ADV. Arcane study, huh? Maybe the observatory should be arcane. Hey, timely timer. Thanks for that. Okay, cool. So let's go to our observatory. M-O. Yeah, arcane charm. Cool. That is as intended. Arcane, druid, divine, and then reliquary is all three. ADV. Oh, that feels good. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our big bad book of bad. Reliquary. Holy crap. It's actually working out. Reliquary charm. Talisman. Wow, I can't believe that worked out. That's really nice. Man, Reliquary's got a lot going on. Using the facility gains the benefit of an arcane, divine, or druidic charm. I'm sorry, what else has the Reliquary got going on? First rank, right? Getting lost in the sauce. Reliquary, harvest, craft, and power. There. Empower equals craft, empower, harvest. It's so weird that it's harvest. Is that accurate? I just want to double check that. Reliquary. No, because that's from the DMG. DMG has it as harvest. They're the one that's doing that. They're expanding. Harvest means gathering materials. Reliquary, a talisman or material components. That is, I guess, harvesting. Bone, whatever. Just got to go to that bone place. Craft. Equals, you can issue the craft order to create what? You can use, okay, that's the craft, empower. What magic items? Reliquary. Ooh, a bunch of them. Okay. Here it comes. There's a lot of shit you can build. A character that spends a Bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains the benefits of arcane, divine, or druidic charm. Empower. You can create a magical item, and in parentheses, this should actually go here. What's all this shit we can make? Charm for sure. Reliquary. Let's go. Armor. God, you can do a lot of stuff with a reliquary. Armor. Potions. That doesn't feel good. Hold on. If there's proof here that we can make potions, we'll stick with it. Nope. We can get rid of potions for the reliquary. Good, because I wanted to trim that down anyway. Rings, rods, that's fine. Armor options. Charm, ring, rod. Not scroll. Or, I don't know, do we want to have a scroll? No. No, let's not. Weapon. There you go. No, not ring. Rod, yeah. That's fine. But not ring. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Ring, yes, but not sanctum and sacristy. Arcane study, reliquary, smith. Like a reliquary is like is like almost like a divine workshop. It feels like, or like a smithy shop, or like a guild hall where you can craft stuff, but it's like ancient power, as opposed to like a haversack. That feels good. Empower for the charm. That's good. And harvest is the only thing that technically remains. I kind of like that idea, though. You can create material components for spells. Replacing the component of a spell level equal to the rank as determined by the rank of the facility. Rank of the bastion. Period. That's harvest. Well, look at that. It's right here. There. Increase the rank of an order. We already have that. Create non-magical item. Got that already. Divine or druidic? Yeah, that's a good point. You can create a divine or druidic magical item. Yeah. You can create a talisman that replaces the components, the material components for a spell as determined by the rank of the Bastion. Rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not including Wish. Wish is just a word, so that doesn't have any anyway. Then we have harvesting for... What would that be? Craft. You can issue the craft order to create items. Let's create items on the list below. You can issue the crafting order to create non-magical items. See the list below for what you can make. Should that be craft or harvest? Harvest is an interesting mid-space. I'm going to ask the Oracle, is this supposed to be craft? The answer is no. Is it harvest? Yeah, it's a one-on-one, so it's 100%. So harvest equals talisman. And now, should we be adding undead as? Yes, we should. Okay. The dice like it. The dice are going to get what the dice like. So let's go with harvest equals. Roomy. We could pack them in. Cramped. Yeah, we can just go with the guild, with the sizes of the facilities, because you can just pack undead in. They don't need any living space. They're just basically like a bunch of bodies stuck in a closet. So cramped and roomy. Ample space. Spacious? It's a spacious space. Let's get rid of this space. Because spacious space sounds stupid. Huh, okay. Reliquary, second rank. Okay, I like that. Heading the wrong way, Kearney. What are you doing? Get back in there, Sparky. Reliquary 2. How are we doing? 7 o'clock? Okay. We still got 40 minutes. We're making decent time. Reliquary, second rank. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Bam. There it is. 3. Harvest equals you can. You can issue an order to animate undead CR to animate CR 1/2 skeletons bound to the bastion to defend it. While the undead remain in your bastion, while the undead are in your bastion, while in the bastion, they remain under command. A character can take the undead from the bastion following the rules of Animate Dead spell until they return, which equals, dangerous. Just because you get access to it at 3rd rank doesn't mean you don't have stuff that doesn't start at 1st rank, because the facility might, the bastion might be 3rd rank. 10, 40, 100, 400, 1,000. Cramped. Roomy. Helpful. Excuse me. Spacious and vast. Hmm. One second. A 36. I can squeeze 2 in for 36. That's 72. Roomy, ample, vast. No. Ample. Roomy. Yeah. Ample. Vast. 1st rank settlement. 2nd rank settlement. Technically, with Empower having like 8 things that you can make, that's kind of like more than one. I could list out each Empower, like Empower a ring, Empower a rod. That becomes a little redundant, but this is the first facility that we've created that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things that you can do with it. That's a lot. I like the undead's cool. It was a great. Francois made a great suggestion with that, but I think I want to move it. Yeah, let's take the reliquary and drop it to 1. But there's a twist. Hold on. I'm going to grab this. And let's go fix first off, let's go fix the reliquary. Let's go do this. Crypt. Harvest. Maintain. There we go. Harvest and maintain. Now trade is falling behind, but everything's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's go build the crypt. It's very similar to the Bastion. Nope. Let's try that again. I hear you. 40 minutes to go. 1, 2. Time flies when you're having fun, son. Harvest. I feel like my music stopped. Sure did. Boy, I'm thinking about it. All right. Barracks, Demiplane, Harvest, Maintain. Crypt. When you issue maintain order to resolve a complication or to defend the Bastion from attack. And a bunch of skeletons. To resolve a complication. When you issue a maintain order to defend, right, to defend the Bastion from attack, gain advantage on the Bastion test. Harvest, you can issue an order to animate CR half skeletons bound to the Bastion and ample vast. Yeah, because undead aren't as big. Because having a standing army costs a lot. But Crypt, that worked. So now we have a place to put our undead. So I like that a lot. Enough to include it. Oh! I'm about to increase in power again. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that. There's so much power. Oh, this is all actually balancing out okay. Hold on. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not 8, 8, 9, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17. Huh. Okay. Well, it's not broken. It's just a lot of... Well, Empower does a lot of carrying, and it is D&D. There's a lot of magic in D&D. So having more crafting and empowering than anything else it's okay. It's not the worst that we've seen. So, hey, stop doing that. Thank you. Okay, adding crypt, that was fun. Harvest, maintain. I'm thinking about adding empowering and allowing you to resurrect characters inside the facility. Let's make the crypt third. Requires third rank. Harvest, and we'll add empower. Yeah, harvest, empower. And let's check out, wait for it. Thank you. Raise dead. When does that come in? How old? How long dead can you be? More than 10 days old. There you go. There. This will be fun. Equals when you issue the empower order, you can the Bastion can cast raise dead on a body present in the facility. At higher ranks, higher level magic can be cast instead. Bastion, let's go with rank spell. True resurrection. And just regular old resurrection. Raise dead. Revivify. That sounds horrible. Like, how the hell would that be useful? Vivify. But if you are If you are defending the bastion and you're killed, then you can. If you're in your crypt, you can automatically be revivified. Bob's your uncle. And let's go with gentle repose. When you issue the empower order, the crypt can endow a corpse with divine magic, preserving or even restoring, preserving the body or restoring as listed on the table below. When you issue the empower order, the crypt can empower a body with divine magic, as listed on the table below. For the rank for the rank of the Bastion. For the rank of the Bastion. Bird. And that would be the rank of the Bastion is important here because the Bastion points you could technically have 5 Bastion points at first level. Just to stack them all up, all you can do is crypt stuff. It's super crypt. But the Bastion isn't a high enough rank. You can't give True Resurrection at first level. That's just too crazy. So you want to rank it up. Rank up the Bastion to put a cap on what kind of spell capacity it's capable of producing. When we finish this, we'll sweep through and we'll determine is it the number of points spent, the rank of the Bastion, or the level of your character. Which one of those is the factor that should determine the scaling of the benefit that you get. Which we'll be able, once we have all these built, we can just sweep through and codify those things. So we're getting there. Order. Yeah. Let's make sure Gentle Repose is the spell I think it is. Yeah, he touches a corpse or other remains. For the duration, the target is protected from decay and can't become undead. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, since days spent under the influence of the spell don't count against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead. So you could technically roll on your way to the capital where you could be raised. You could be hitting like little crypts along the way to have Gentle Repose imbued into the character to extend the life by an extra 10 days. So that's not bad. It also creates a very interesting trade route for transporting the dead to a place where it can become more affordable to have them raised. Like Revivified needs a minute, but Raise Dead needs 10 days. So if you're bouncing Gentle Repose from crypt to crypt along the road to get to the capital where you can actually raise your character, that gives you a reason to do favors for all these crypts along the way while you're transporting your dead buddy back to capital. I kind of like that. Kind of like that a lot. That's really cool. All right, that's a neat one. I like it. Let's keep. Let's get cracking. Let's keep moving forward. Reliquary, Sacred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, freaking 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, my life. G-Bos. G-Bos. 16 to go, huh? It feels like I'm close, but I'm not really, am I? Jesus. All right. Improve orders. And we already have magical items. Charm. Create a talisman with okay, that's good. And then we just resolve the bring back to life thing. And it gives skeletons, so I'm happy about that. Let's duplicate the effect, which is going to be Sacristy is Craft and Empower. No, did that wrong. See this below. You can create divine sacristy. What can you do with a sacristy? You can create magical items. You can create divine charms. Did we already resolve the charms? Sacristy? Okay, so what does the sacristy have in the book? No, holy water. Right on. And relics. You can make relics in the sacristy? That you would think that you could make relics in the reliquary. Just saying, guys. Spell refreshment. Having a sacristy allows you to regain one expended spell slot a level 5 or below when you spend an entire short rest. You can't regain. Okay, that's empowerment. Yeah, I guess holy water. I guess holy water isn't magical. Okay, let's take that to heart and bump it down to. Wait for it. Seven days, cost no money. The potency, huh? Cool. Okay, holy water. Let's go to our list of magic items and get holy water where it belongs. Craft. Holy water. Sacristy. No, this is where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be over here. And water. Water isn't really a thing, right? Still considering. Still considering my next move. Yeah. I guess we're just going to leave it with... it kind of makes me want to make it empower instead of craft. So yeah, let's do that. Let's shunt it back down here to the potions area. That was the correct place for it to be. Empower... No, it's poison, kind of. No, it's magic items. We'll go with magic items. Holy water. There you go. Rarity varies. Sacristy, sanctum. There you go. Sacristy. Relics? Fine. I don't like it, but fine. Relics, holy water. What else? Potions, of course. Armor is a no. And charm. Is charms. Nope. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's see. Sacristy, no. Rod. What about ring? Ring is no. Scroll feels good. Scroll, divine. Staff, wand. Wondrous. So in the scriptorum we should... No, scriptorum can make anything. So that means the arcane study should be able to make scrolls. Yeah. And can it? I mean, it really should be able to already. Archive. In the library? Really? Armory, archive. Any. And so that's the archive. Scriptorum will be magic only. Did we do the Scriptorum already? Arcane. And is the Sanctuary? Sanctum. And power equals scrolls druid. Archive, Scriptorum, Sanctum, and Reliquary. Was that right? Sacristy. Okay, and that covers all of them. You can issue the craft order to create non-magical items. See the list below. And power is you can create a divine or druidic magic item. What else can you do with a sacristy? Because that's kind of thin, don't you think? Holy water, sure. Yeah. Also in power, apparently. Power equals when you finish a short rest in the sacristy, you regain an expended spell slot equal to the up to 5th level. Good. And is that all we need for the sacristy? It feels a little thin, but it's not. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not wrong, at least. Sanctuary, okay. There's a lot of same going on here right now. What? No. Is that also Sanctuary? Is it the same? Yeah. It's the Sanctum. God fucking. What is up with the Sanctuary? What are you all about? The Sanctum is Druid stuff. Holy Symbol, Druidic Focus, Charms, Sacred Focus, Holy Symbol. Improve hirelings, perform daily rites, gains temporary hit points. I feel like Instinctum Recall. Always have the word of recall spell prepared. What's the difference between a sanctuary and a sanctum? A sacred place. Strong within a temple or church. Pirate place. And nature reserve. Sanctuary. So sanctuary is druid stuff. Thank you. And sanctum is teleporty plop. Craft. You can issue the craft order, create non-magical items. Empower. You can create druidic magic item. Let's look at the list of sanctuary stuff. And empower equals is there a charm associated with this place? I'm starting to get dizzy. Sanctuary, charm. Sanctuary for druid stuff. Oh, I did do this right. Fucking sweet. Charm effect. Cheers. You need a charm, dude. Oh my god. Thank you. Sanctuary. Of a druidic charm. And the sanctum. Of a divine charm. Empower equals when a character spends a full Bastion turn in this facility, you gain a charm to cast Word of Recall with the sanctum as the destination. Whatever. That's cool. Almost there. Okay, so empower. So what's the different stuff that sanctuaries can create? Let's do that. Whew, this is working out. It's really working out. Okay, I guess we can't really make magic items. Huh. Okay. And my music stopped again. Sanctum. Wait for it. Now we're good. Sanctum is what? Crafting and power? Empower, recruit. Recruit? Who the fuck are we recruiting in a sanctum? What is that all about? Sanctum. Recruit. Huh. Why do I have to have a recruit there? Maybe that's an imbalance I can get rid of. Surely there's something else I can craft out of Sanctum, right? There's no way. Huh. Recall. Is there stuff I can make in the Sanctum? There's stuff I can make, right? Huh. It's gotta be stuff I can make in a Sanctum, right? Whew, man, it's getting thin over here. Well, literally nothing can, you literally make nothing in a Sanctum. So it doesn't, what's the, huh. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? God, this is going to be the first thing that doesn't have any duplicate stuff, like doesn't have any secondary effects. I don't think I like that. Recruit, well, recruit is the outlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're down to 1. God, can I... Sanctum, huh? Maintain or trade. God, it only has 1. I don't like that. It's got a lot of empower going on with it. Craft, maybe craft makes sense, but you're not making nothing. We always, I mean, we already have empower loaded up. It's only 1 order that feels wrong. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Charm. Word of recall. Sanctuary is craft stuff. Wait, what stuff do you make in a sanctuary? Is that a BS list as well? Show me your truth. I'm looking for sanctum or sanctuary. Anything here, buddies. Big fat goose eggs. Come on. Nah, get the hell out of here. Magic items only. Okay, well, that means we're going to trim craft. From the looking pretty thin there, buddy. It's very thin. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There it is. Sacristy, we made stuff, right? Sacristy has crafting, yeah? What non-magical items can you make in a sacristy? I'm going to call BS here, because I don't think there is anything. Here's sacristy, sacristy, sacristy. Here's sacristy, 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 sacristy. Here's sacristy has sacristy, 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 sacristy. Sanctum, druidic focus, huh? Here's sacristy, sacristy, sacristy. Sacristy, holy symbol. And a sanctuary. Huh. Reliquary. Huh. All right. Well, I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? We just added one. So, craft. Add one back on. Cheers. Not a lot of stuff, but it is technically crafting. So we'll give it that. Pub, reliquary, sacristy is good. Sanctuary, we should probably come up with more cool stuff, but I bet we'll come up with more cool stuff. Sanctum. We've got the full Bastion turn. We gain the word of recall. We gain a character that spends. Almost there. That spends a Bastion turn. of downtime activity using this facility gains benefits of a divine charm. Word of recall. Sanctum. What else you got? Activity. Sanctum. Right. Sanctum. Show me your magic. Sanctum. Show me your magic. Sanctum is charms. Okay, well, we got charm. Sanctum. There we go. Wondrous item. So create magic items. Copy. Paste. Guys, does Sanctum give you hit points too? Gee, boss. Yeah, gain temporary hit points. Equal to your level. Copy. A character that spends a Bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains a number of temporary hit points equal to your character level. Okay, and then Sanctum. What? Magic items. Relics. Sacristy does relics. Good. And holy water. And Sanctum, right, okay. Ta-talk. Holy water, good. Relics, holy water, is that right? Relics? Huh? No, relics are in sacristy. Holy water. Potion. Sanctum is rod. Sanctum is scroll. Where'd it go? Rod, scroll, divine. Staff, Sanctum. Wand, Sanctum. Wondrous, Sanctum. And then we have charm. Okay, that's the Sanctum. Sanctum is resolved. Scriptorum. So we got the Scriptorum. I'm done, so I'm going to log out. We're done for the day. We're going to come back and we're going to do more of this on Monday. Same time, same deal. Scriptorum, settlement, smithy, spy network, stables, storehouse, teleportation circle, theater's almost done already. Training area, trophy room, war room, workshop. That's 17. Yeah, no, 12. That's 12. But a lot of these are almost done, so it's more like 8. So what did we get done today? We got the Sanctum done. We got the Sanctuary done. The Sacristy done. The Crypt is new. The Reliquary. The Pub. Observation. Observatory. Okay, so we got 7 done today in the time that we spent. And we've got 12 left, which means that by this time next week, we should have all of the facilities like this done first blush. And now we're going to start trimming, and then we'll start trimming and sculpting and refining so that everything fits in the same curve, properly define each order and the kind of construction stuff that goes into it, like Empower and crafting and stuff like that. Have that all laid out, as well as like Empower for charms, Empower for spell levels. Yeah, we're going to get that all sussed out. So far, so good. This is all looking really good. I think we'll probably have all that extra stuff in underneath each facility anyway, just so you don't have to flip back and forth in the book so much to reference stuff. That just sounds user-friendly, even if it is a little redundant. But yeah, this is coming along. I'm actually really, really happy with it. I'm not necessarily happy how much overlap there is between Sanctum's Sanctuary and Reliquary. And Sacristy, Sanctum, Reliquary, yeah, and the Scriptorum is different. That's okay. We're done for now. I will be back tomorrow morning to do more Eberron art. I'll be back at lunch to work on martial powers, making a Gruul Barbarian, a simple Gruul Barbarian, probably Wild Magic. No, not Wild Magic. We're going with Core right now. Core 24. Probably an Elemental. I don't know what we're going to do. Ancestral Guardian, maybe? Ancestral Spirits? Something like that. Anyway, we're going to make a Gruul Barbarian when we queue in tomorrow at lunchtime. And then Saturday, if I can get up early Saturday morning, we'll do some early morning stream. I don't know what we'll work on. Then I'm going to have my my brunch, probably martial power stuff, just to get in the mood. Probably. Martial power design stuff Saturday morning, and then we do the Saturday brunch playtest on my Discord channel. So you can check out my books down below. Join my Discord if you're interested. Like, subscribe, bell icon. Check out my books on DMsGuild. Thanks a lot for being here. I'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks a lot.